welcome back to Smashing Heads Podcast, and boy, oh boy, we are excited because we have some new challenge stuff to talk about. If you're new here, my name is Zach, and I'm joined, as always, by my wife, Hannah.
Hey, what's up?
My best friend, Jake.
Hey, do not fear, do not fear. It's finally here, and how's everybody doing tonight?
I was expecting a third rhyme on that one, I'm not going to lie.
All right, how about this? How about, do not fear, do not fear. It's finally here. Walk out to the pier, let them see what you hear.
I mean, it did rhyme.
Yeah, but it didn't make sense.
Well, you know, we're not here to make sense. We're here to talk about the challenge Double Agents, which is premiering on December 9th. We're going to be doing our cast breakdown. A lot of things to go over. It's a huge cast. We don't fully know all the twists and turns going into this season. Double Agents makes me think that there's going to be some sort of double crossing. Someone's going to be playing on one team and secretly helping another, something along those lines. We don't know. Again, we are spoiler free. Before we get into the breakdown of the cast and all that, we do want to remind everyone we do have a Patreon, patreon.com/SmashingHeadsPodcast, and there's a ton of tiers on there, and help it helps support the show. I was about to say help us out, but check it out, and then that does help us
help
support
us
the
out,
show.
please. We need it.
We do have some exciting things in the works we can't talk about yet. You'll be hearing sooner rather than later. Pretty exciting on our end. I think you guys will feel the same whenever it comes out. But we are stoked to finally have a season less than a month out at this point. Today is, what, the 13th? Yeah. November 13th. And so December 9th, which is basically 4 Wednesdays from this last Wednesday. So I guess 3 Wednesdays from now?
Why did you
Well, it was
make that
exactly
so
4 weeks.
complicated?
So we knew the premiere date, which we can get into at some point. We knew the premiere date before it was announced, and on Wednesday we're like, oh, wow, it's only 4 weeks away. And
that really surprised us because last time we talked about it, we were dead set, absolutely positively sure that there was no way that they would premiere a new season during the holidays. We were sure that they would wait until after the first of the year.
I think typically yes, but given COVID and the production limitations and they should have already had another season going by now, realistically.
Close to ending.
I don't know about that, but
well, I mean, maybe not right now, but like usually they're close to ending around Thanksgiving.
It just depends. They try to do 2 a year, and they definitely COVID shut everything down. And everyone that's on this season had to quarantine and then ship off to do this. So I think that there still will be some weird breaks. I don't think we're going to have like ones right at Christmas, like the week of Christmas. I expect there to be a break. Maybe it's like a behind the scenes episode where it's not a full one, and then maybe New Year's. I don't know yet. We haven't seen much on that type of stuff, but I think most people in the challenge world, including all the other podcasts and the people we're friends with, I think most people expected February or maybe even March.
Yeah, definitely.
And full well knowing that filming was done.
Yes.
Like we all are aware, we don't know the outcome, but we are well aware of when filming is taking place and all that. And it's just, I think they're just rushing it. I think they're like, guys, we got to get something out. Original programming has been nothing. And, we'll see. There are a couple other interesting twists in this season. But, Jake, how are you feeling about this?
It seems like it's going to be a new premise compared to the last 3 seasons, right? There was kind of a universal theme across these last 3 seasons, a trilogy, if you will. So it feels like a restart, feels like a reboot of sorts, and I'm always excited for that. The Double Agents theme makes you think it's going to be dual pairings, possibly.
It really, I don't know. It may be that way. I don't know anything about format yet.
Or it could be kind of like a free agents where everybody's kind of on their own. Maybe during certain dailies you're in groups or in triples or in doubles, and then like the next daily you're solo, and then the next daily you're with like 10 other people.
It could be like Cutthroat.
That's what I'm thinking. I have not read anything about this upcoming season. I want to be totally as surprised as possible. So up until right now, I did not even know who was on this season. I mean, we knew Wes was on this season just because
Jake and I knew more than Hannah. Jake,
yes.
we knew a lot of the casting, and also Jake and I might have been spoiled by someone, which you've heard us talk about. We're hoping that's bad intel, so we're going to pretend like it's not a thing.
Well, they're definitely on the season.
Yeah, but we knew that regardless, so we're not going to hint at even who we think it's supposed to be. But it, I will say there are 30 people on this team, on this season, and Cutthroat was 3 teams of 10. I mean, it was 30 people, and we've been saying since the beginning that Cutthroat was a good format that they should go back to. I don't personally have any inclination one way or the other on if it's a Cutthroat style season or not.
But if it is, maybe somebody from MTV has listened to us cry out to the heavenlies begging for another Cutthroat season.
Is that where they're located?
I don't know. Maybe.
It's like right below the heavens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They're in like the stratosphere.
Yeah.
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 You can see them in the clouds.
Okay.
Just barely. Like silhouettes.
Silhouettes.
So it's the challenge double agents. Like we said, December 9th. It says it's going to be. So by the way, we have MTV's press release pulled up, and then we also have US Weekly's press release. I'm reading the description off the MTV one, and then I'm going to go to the US Weekly one for the cast pictures, and so we can kind of put faces with the rookies because there are 10 rookies this season.
Hold on,
I have a question.
Is it US Weekly or
I think
Us
it's
Or
Us
is it
Weekly.
Us
Yeah,
Weekly?
it is Us
That was
Weekly.
my question. I thought it was Us Weekly.
It is Us Weekly. I was reading just the URL, and I just said it that way.
Well, me and Hannah are more up with the times, what the kids
Yeah.
are doing these days.
Yeah,
It's 'cause
all the
we're
kids are
so young.
All the kids are reading Us Weekly. That's what they're doing.
Jake and I are the young ones here,
Yeah, that's true.
and we're in with the kids.
Well, Jake's way closer to my age than you.
But we're still younger than you.
I still get told that I look like I'm 21 all the time.
There
so
you go.
It
Who's
works.
telling
I
you
don't know
that?
who's telling you that, but okay.
Who's telling me that?
Yeah.
All the kids.
All those kids you're hanging out with that are reading Us Weekly.
Yeah.
Well, this podcast is FTK for the kids. This is a children's podcast. And so I think if anybody here is going to know anything, it's going to be the two of us and not you.
I agree.
There we go.
You would agree. So
It's settled.
So again, this is season 36. Actually, here we go. I haven't even read this press release yet because again, we did kind of want to go on blind to this. It will return to a partner format for the 19 action-packed episodes.
So we know we get 19 episodes.
Yeah, we don't know if that means 90-minute episodes or if that means 60-minute. I would assume 60, but they've been doing an hour and a half the last 2, and man, it's long.
Was it the last 2 or was it the last 3 in the trilogy?
Jake, the young ones needed to answer.
Say that question one more time.
He said that the last 2 seasons were 90 minutes. I thought it was the last 3 seasons that go along with, like, the trilogy got hour and a half episodes.
Look, you guys are always more concerned with specifics and timed events than I am, so I really don't have an answer for you. I just enjoy the show and experience the euphoria that is the challenge.
Well, again, I don't know. I didn't write it down. I know it was recently, within the last 2 years, it went from 60 minutes to 90 minutes, and it wasn't always that way. So I think it's relatively new, but again, I don't have it in front of my the formats pulled in front of my
Eyeballs?
Yeah, I guess eyeballs. I was going to say in front of my screen, but that doesn't make any sense. So this season, it's set in the frigid Arctic island, which I looked up Arctic island, and that's not a specific place like it's making it sound. Like there are a bunch of Arctic islands, and they're all around. I mean, maybe my...
It's capitalized like it's a place that you should be able to pull up a map and find it.
I got it, but when I did that, it pulled up a bakery in like Syracuse.
Oh wow!
I don't think that's where they went.
No, that'd be weird. It's got to be something up near Canada or something because they obviously there's a lot of places that will restrict the U.S. from traveling in right now because we're not doing a good job handling the coronavirus.
Yep.
And so I think it's probably somewhere up near Canada. I haven't seen. Let me click on the other article and see if it tells in here. It had to refresh because it was using a lot of memory, apparently. So let me. I can't find it on here. Jake, do you have any? Oh, it says filmed in Iceland. So the Us magazine says it's filmed in Iceland. So kind of near northern Canada, I guess.
What? No, Iceland's all the way out here.
Yeah, but it's like up and to the right. I mean, it's still...
It's closer to the UK than it is to Canada.
Let me look at this.
What are you looking at? Iceland's a little one.
Yeah. Iceland is a smaller one. I was looking at Greenland. That's my fault.
For those of you that came for a cast breakdown, what you didn't realize you were getting was a geographical breakdown.
Yeah. Well, again, the MTV article just says Arctic Island. It doesn't say anything else. And
it should have said in the frigid Arctic island of Iceland.
Well, regardless, says this espionage thriller features 30 of the globe's strongest reality titans who are focused to outsmart each other in a game of secrets, spies, and lies for their share of $1 million. Some of these I already knew about, but there are returning veterans we haven't seen in a few years. Darrell is back.
Really excited about that.
Teresa is back, because she's been gone for a while.
I thought I had seen somebody say something about Teresa being back, and I was like, no way.
Yeah,
but apparently she is.
She's back. Devin Walker is back, who... He's been on since we started this.
What, are we not doing like a straight rundown? Or are we
I thought we would.
Oh my God, guys, this is in the article that I'm reading. Calm down. We
want a rundown.
Right, we're going to get to it. I'm reading the synopsis right now.
That's fine. Let's just get to the.
Well, they're spoiling it for us.
Oh
I
my
know.
God, I hate all of you. So it also says, coinciding with the new season, MTV is also launching their official challenge podcast, which will kick off on December 10th. Through the iHeart Podcast Network, which, by the way, I think this is MTV's first venture into podcasting. I don't think they've done any other post recap shows or anything like that.
Tori has her own podcast, so maybe that's why they asked her to do it.
Yeah, well, we have our own podcast, so
yeah. It's Tori and Anissa. They're going to be hosting it. Tori Deal, not Tori Hall, who, by the way, Tori Hall just got married, so congratulations to her. This is going to be a weekly thing. They're definitely going to get all of the exclusive stuff and interviews and things like that. It wouldn't surprise me if they both if they pre-tape a lot of these to have them ready to roll, because both of these ladies are on the cast, and so they know what happened. So yeah, it's starting December 9th at 8 Eastern, 7 Central. I'm not sure Pacific. I'm assuming 2 hours later. And then there's a sneak peek and meet the cast during the Challenge Double Agents Declassified, which is airing Monday, December 7th.
Is that going to be like Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide?
No, that's not.
Are you sure? You can't know. You haven't seen it.
So the thing is, there are a lot of rookies on the season, and so I'm assuming they're like, we got to kind of get some of that out front, because we can't spend, a huge amount of time introducing all these people every episode so people get familiar with them. So I've got the Us Weekly article pulled up now, and I'm trying to just skim their thing to see if there's anything else that we've missed. Going to skip all that. So, all right, let's get into the actual cast breakdown. This is just in alphabetical order, and I'm assuming. Okay, yeah, it's guys and girls mixed together, so it's just straight alphabetical order, and it tells how many seasons they've been on. So, Jake, you got anything else before we get into this?
No, let's get into it. I'm ready for it.
Right off the bat, one of your favorites, Anissa, 14th challenge.
Yeah, so it's been well documented on here that I think she's pretty overrated. But that's, it's not a personal attack, right? I just think for what she's always talked up to be, even the great TJ, constantly talking up how much of a monster she is, I don't see it.
Well, the numbers don't back it up. We actually did a breakdown on it.
No.
Yeah.
She's got more losses than she does wins in eliminations. She's 9-10. Out of what? This is her 14th season? Is that what you said?
14.
You realize she's only had 27 daily wins?
Yeah, no, I didn't realize that.
So, the math there is that's not even an average of 2 a season.
Yeah.
And then she's only ever made a final twice.
And has never won.
No. And so I just think when you're talking about the greats and people being a quote unquote monster, I don't know what about her fits that description.
Do you think it's because she's been on so many different seasons and she is a really, really old school vet that just kind of, it's kind of like an umbrella? Have you noticed that they call these old school people or people who have done tons of challenges, even if they aren't very good at it, they're considered automatically a threat just because they've been on a lot of seasons, not necessarily because they've done anything to prove their worth. They
do understand the game, and that's the big thing that a lot of these new players screw up in, is that they're like, oh, I've been on reality TV, I know how this works, and it's not the same. It's a different game, it's a different political game than any of the other shows that these people are coming from, and again, I think we all agree Anissa last season was really great for reactions and confessionals and stuff like that. But, I just think that, like Jake said, the numbers don't line up. To me, it's almost like one of those veteran role players in the NBA that you're familiar with. They've been around a long time, seem well liked by their team, but has never really accomplished anything.
Right.
I'm trying. I can't even think of someone off the top of my head that would even fit that role. Just
Trevor Ariza.
Sure.
Who
Trevor
is actually
Ariza's, he's won. He's won championships.
But he's that guy who's still PJ Tucker. Maybe is that fair?
Yeah. He's made more finals for sure. I know it's not a perfect analogy, but it's that type of guy. I think that might be even a little favorable, but it's close.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, it is what it is. God bless her. She's on her 14th one. Good for her. Next on the list is Ashley Mitchell. It's her 8th season. She's won. It's hard to take that away from her. A lot of people don't necessarily like her because of her attitude, and, I was one of those for sure. She had a very bad reputation for quitting early, but she's got some big wins since then.
So I've always hyped Ashley up as one of the greats, and I think she still has the ability to even climb the ladder, if you will. But Han, you and I, we always kind of go back and forth on this one, right? And I think the thing is, your argument always is, well, the final for Invasion of the Champions was kind of a joke, which we all agree on. I think,
yeah,
even
especially
I
in retrospect.
Yeah, even I agree with that. But to win 2 of your first 4 seasons on the challenge is something that I would definitely say has not been done very often. But 2, if you look back at most of the older seasons, pre-Cutthroat, I would say, the finals there aren't much to really, ride home about. And so, if we're going to apply some of the actual greats, whether it's Bananas or even CT or Wes, for, winning finals that were probably as much of a joke as Invasion of the Champs, I got to give her as much respect as I do them for winning just as crappy a finals. Because she's also running against, what wasn't Camilla in that final?
She's running against better competitors than some of them back in the day. I don't know if Wes in particular ever won one that was downgraded. CT won that one So the same one she won, right?
Yeah, but just off the top of my head, I mean,
Yeah, I gotcha.
People who regularly get talked about as greats, like I know, the one, there's some that Evan even won, who's one of your faves, Han, that I actually went back and watched recently, and it's just as much of a joke of a final as Invasion of the Champs was.
You watch your mouth when you're talking about Evan.
I didn't say he was a joke. I said the final was a joke.
Yeah.
For me, it's not just that. It's also her attitude towards the game. Almost every season that she's been on, there's been at least one, if not multiple instances where something happens or something is said and she gets upset and threatens to quit. And to me, she's taken away from herself. Like, if she didn't do that, I would give her a lot more accolades. But the fact that she tries to quit or threatens to quit as often as she does, and I mean, you have to admit it's quite a bit more often than any of the other competitors we've seen. It that takes away from it for me.
You got. I don't have I told you I think she's a good competitor. I'm torn on her. I'm probably in between you two, because like I do think she's had some really great wins, and then at the same time, she's also just like gone home because she was tired of being somewhere. Now again, we're not counting, if anyone's listening, we're not counting like the issues she had when like her dad was in the hospital and all that stuff.
That wasn't a real challenge. That was a champs versus.
But regardless, like
I don't count that.
Yeah, so she just
because I would absolutely leave on that. That's different.
It is what it is. Like, she's won. She's controversial, and it keeps people watching. So
and that's why she keeps getting called back.
Now here's I think Jake's gonna have some takes on this next one.
I have some takes on this one.
Big T. Big T's back.
Yeah.
Why does she keep getting called back? I mean, I think she's cute as a button. I think she had the one scene where she was actually pretty funny. It was when she was drunk and stubbed her toe last season.
She sliced her foot open.
Something. And like that was kind of funny, but that's all that is the one and only thing I remember from her in the 2 seasons she's been on.
Well, the first one she went home like really early, and then this one, like last season, we were all surprised that she got a call back.
Yeah, and we've talked to some of the other competitors that were on the same season as her this last season, and they all say she's so funny, she's so much fun to be around, she's really great entertainment in the house. If she's such an entertaining person to have, why do we not see this on our screens?
But does that correlate to entertainment, that she's fun to be around or that she's nice to everybody?
Not necessarily.
No, not. I mean, maybe for the people that are in the house, but not for the people watching.
But maybe that's purely why she gets the call back, is because she strictly gets along with everyone.
Yeah, and
maybe
she has a fun time and everyone likes her. Again, everyone that was in the house with her loved her.
There's not been one bad word said about her.
The problem is, like, I don't think anyone takes her serious as a threat in the game.
We saw it last season. We saw it when she's like going around when they were out at the club, and she's like
trying to make deals.
Yeah, and they were openly like laughing at it.
Yeah. Like, again, it's like someone's like little brother, little sister, like thinking they're like, oh, I'm part of the big boy crew, and it's like, yeah, well, we're just letting you play along. Like,
Mom said you had to come.
Yeah, none of them take her seriously as a competitor. Again, she seems really nice. She had some very memorable moments last season, as far as just like funny things. But as far as like being a threat on the show, like I don't think you can. And
don't care.
They can't call her a vet. Like, she's done 3 of these now, but good Lord,
it's not. I don't know. It really confuses me, because I mean, for how seriously people take this competition, and like they bring in Olympians and people who've won like Survivor and stuff like that. Like, these are serious competitors, and I don't know about everybody else, but we at least watch this show for the competition and for, like maybe some of the drama between the competitors in the house. But I mean, she's not even really providing much entertainment for the viewers at home.
What? She ain't providing any.
I mean, even if she is doing some stuff at the house, it's not making the screens.
Yeah, I just think she's a non-factor in the game. Again, maybe everyone loves her like they say, but we get back to Cory. It's his 8th season. Again, I think we all agree last season was probably his strongest showing.
Last season turned me into a Cory fan.
He seems like a solid guy. Everyone likes him. Him and Nelson had that whole thing where Nelson sacrificed himself. It didn't ultimately matter in the long run because Cory didn't win, but
it helped.
Yeah,
it
so
helped get him
I
there.
think we're all fine with Cory, right?
Yeah, I mean, I said at the beginning of the last season, I felt like it was going to be a big Cory season. It turned out to be.
It was.
And
Definitely.
I feel like last season was he kind of turned a corner. It looked different compared to the seasons he had been on prior. And I've recently watched
I agree.
Invasion of the Champs. Was it Dirty 30 he was on? And it's just last season just looked different from those seasons.
Well,
not because he got farther, but just his attitude.
Mm-hmm. The way he approached this was totally different last season. And I think last season was kind of like a catalyst for him. So, I mean, I'd love to see him make it to the final this season.
He's got a kid and another one on. Well, he may have 2 by this point.
He was more concerned in his first 2 or 3 seasons with usurping Johnny Bananas.
Yes.
And was open about it.
That's a great use of a word.
Well, it's a, double whammy.
Nope. Bad use of a word.
Double jeopardy.
Nope, not what that means either. Again, I agree. He was in that Team Young Buck who were just coming in to try to take things over. Now, again, he's got family. He's focused in. I think we all expect good things from him this season. I think if you're someone that gets paired with Cory, you're not worried. If you're someone that gets paired with Big T, you're like, okay.
Yeah.
So after Cory, the man, the myth, the legend, CT.
Smashing Head's namesake.
18 challenges.
You know what, though? You know what sucks is, all these seasons are on CBS All Access now, and the episode that we're named after is not on there. They pulled episode 1 of The Duel, which I understand why they did. It wasn't because of the violence thing. It was because Isaac was dressed in blackface as Flavor Flav, and no one ever talked about it. He was just in the background hanging out.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, so they left in the thing with Emily and Camilla where she put Nutella on her face, and I think genuinely Emily was
had no idea.
Very sheltered and didn't understand what she was doing. And then they talked about it on camera. They told her why I was wrong.
And she apologized profusely, felt really bad about it.
Isaac's just hanging out in the background. And again, it's just oh, and you can't edit all that out, so they just cut the whole episode, I guess. So our namesake episode from the Duel 2 is not there. You start on episode 2 on CBS All Access. But CT, the rumors are he's finally in shape, which has been the rumors for the last 4 seasons. But
looking at his picture for Us Weekly, he's showing his age a little bit, but he looks like he's been hitting the gym. He looks like he's been spending the time to work out, to get back in really good shape, pre-dad bod. He looks great.
I don't think he's ever going to be back to...
Yeah, I feel like we've been saying he looks like he's been hitting the gym for the last 5 seasons now.
But here,
when we finally see him on the TV, he looks about the same.
Well,
honestly,
I will say he's in better shape than whatever season he got paired with Veronica.
Was that Invasion of the Champs?
No, that was the one
was
with the
Vendettas?
Dirty 30?
No, what'd you say, Jake?
Vendettas?
I think it was Final Reckoning. Honestly,
they're all the same. No, we have said it every season. He looks like he's been hitting the gym. He's looked like he's gotten in better shape. Which that is a progressive thing, and so I fully believe he said last season he had been hitting the gym. He had been trying to get back in shape to better prepare for these, and I think he did the same thing before this one too. Because just looking at him, he looks trimmer.
I will say he has a lot more motivation this time because he got taken out by Jeyyy last season.
Yes.
And I mean, it was close. It was real close. But I think that ultimately can kind of push you like, oh, I can't just rely on my strength. I've got to be like quicker and in better shape. Because I think everyone said like he's still just as strong as he ever was.
But he needs to be a little quicker on his feet, a little more nimble. I mean, it's not just brute strength; it's overall athleticism.
Jake, are you following along the pictures with us?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the next one, very controversial. Like people hate this guy
Or love him.
We all like we've.
I like Devin.
We've interviewed him. Devin Walker, 5th season.
He's been gone for a while, and I wondered if he would ever come back.
Yeah. You know, I don't remember exactly what the last one he did. He took out Bananas in one of the last times he was on. And you know he was kind of part of that thing. He was trying to take out Bananas as well. And Devin is in way better shape than he was in some other seasons. But
his first season,
he's not that type of player. Like he's way more like trying to get in your head and like political type things. Like he's not.
He looks to Wes as an example to follow.
I agree, but Wes was always in way better shape than Devin was.
Yes. But Devin plays a more political game as opposed to what CT does, which is just rely on strength and ability.
Yeah, kindred spirits, Devin and Wes, and I'm excited to see him back. I know the whole thing with his dad and Bananas, a lot of people said it was all Devin's fault. I don't think any of us felt that way when we were watching it.
No way.
Again, we interviewed him. If you want to go check that out, we interviewed him early on in the podcast. It was like 7 episodes in or something like that. You got anything else on Devin, Jake?
No, it's been a while. Obviously the highlight of his career has been his rivalry with Johnny, who's not there this season.
Yeah, it's not on this season.
So, being that he's been another one who's always been geared towards, taking out Bananas. I'm kind of interested to see the route he takes this season.
What he's going to do now that his target's not there.
Yeah.
Have him and Wes ever been on a season together? I'm going back and looking at it. He did Rivals 3. Was Wes on Rivals 3? That may be the only one.
They were on Champs vs. Stars together.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I don't count that canonically.
No, I get it, but
yeah, just because he did Dirty 30, Wes wasn't on that. He did Videz, Wes wasn't on that. He did Final Reckoning, Wes wasn't on that. Wes came back for War of the Worlds.
Yeah, and he wasn't on either of those.
I think this is the first one that they've been on together, like an actual one, which would be interesting because, again, I know that they are friends and they like each other.
Yeah, they're friends IRL.
Yeah, so that's going to be interesting. Then we got one that I'm really excited about. He's been gone for a while.
Oh, correction. They were on Rivals 3 together.
Okay, I thought
they were together one.
Because Wes was with Nani.
Yeah, and that's the one that him and Cheyenne went to the finals on Devin.
They placed third. That was his first season.
Yeah, and he wasn't in shape. Like he has OnlyFans now. He has to be in shape. That's part of it. Like it's what he does.
Not necessarily.
So next we got Darrell. I think we're all fans of Darrell. It's his
Love Darrell.
9th season, which seems low for how big of a name he is.
He's another one of those really old school guys, but he would do a season, take off a few years, do a season, take off a few years. And I mean, the last season he was on was one of those
Dirty
in
30.
the trilogy of the Dirty 30.
He just told you.
I thought it was Dirty 30, but I wasn't sure which one.
No,
but
I'm
I knew
sure it's
it was
30,
in
30.
that trilogy.
Again, and I don't think there's anyone out there wondering if Darrell's in shape. Like he's always stayed in shape.
Okay,
it's not a CT situation.
He's one of those that's been around a while, like Anissa, correct?
Yes.
So we said Anissa's been on 14 seasons.
Yeah.
He's been around longer than Anissa.
So I'm getting to that. This is Anissa's 14th season. I mentioned she had 27 daily wins.
Yeah.
In 14 seasons.
Just to correlate, this is
his 9th.
his 9th season. So in 8 seasons, he has 37 daily wins.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's been 7 eliminations, 5 wins, 2 losses. Has won 4, his first 4 seasons on the challenge.
Yeah.
His last time was pretty disappointing. On Invasions of the Champs, he I believe
They
it
got
was
that format screwed all the champions over.
Yeah, but I mean CT put him out. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
either one of those guys loses, you're not over here like, whoa, man, can't believe that.
Yeah.
But Tony actually put him out in Dirty 30.
Yeah, it was that thing where they were over the water, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And his feet just so happened to hit the water first.
Exactly. It was a bang-bang thing. Like, either one of them could have gone home. And Darrell, again, he's a boxer. He's always, like, I think Darrell's going to be fine. I think a lot of people are going to be intimidated by Darrell.
He's a big dude.
He's just got, like, an aura about him that, like, you know, like, he's not just going to be all talk. Like, he's
business.
Yeah, he's going to back it up. And, I mean, we saw him almost kill Brad one time, and then he was like, why'd you make me do that? And, you know, again, I love Darrell. I'm always happy when he's back on.
And that's another one. He more than likely, I mean, his team won that final.
Exactly.
So.
That would have been another final win.
Yeah.
And he, weirdly, in Fresh Meat 2, he had Cara Maria, and they went home first.
Yep.
And, like, you know, seeing where Cara ended up, like, it's just crazy that they were the first team sent home. So we go on.
This guy. This guy.
I think all of our favorites.
Jake.
All right, so I tweeted, our good buddy Logan
Yes.
tweeted out the odds.
Okay, by the way, those were the odds that he made up.
Oh, he made them up.
Yeah, I thought so. I was like, there's no way that Josh would be
Okay.
10,000 to 1 and everyone else. And I was like, are those real or did you make those up? He's like, no, I just made all that up.
Oh, he could have told me that.
Did you get upset about it?
No, I'm not upset about it. I just assumed, like, these are, like, real, like, Vegas odds.
Well, so my thing, I was wondering that too, but, like, there's so many spoilers and rumors out, like, Vegas would clean the house with, you know, they know who won.
Yeah.
And so they would put the worst odds on the winner.
So let's just pretend these odds are real.
Yeah.
It's totally fair that he would have the lowest odds.
Yes.
He is, one, he's just a lunatic. But two, is just not good at this game.
But
I can't think of
he's really good.
I can't think of anything he's ever done strategically to where I sat back and even slightly understood what he was thinking.
He thinks he sent Wes home, and it was all Laurel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, he's been on 4 seasons. He's been in elimination 3 times and has lost all 3 of them.
This is his 4th season.
All right, yeah,
Right?
he's been on
Yeah.
3 seasons. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And you know,
Yeah,
I guess
he's never won. He had every advantage in the world against Jordyn, and he lost.
Yeah.
Which was one of the most incredible wins I think we've ever seen.
If I'm going to be fair here, I think speaks more to Jordan's greatness.
I do too, but I think it's a
Yeah.
double-edged sword. Like, it's both and.
All I'm going to say is there are days that I like Josh, and then other days where I just don't understand what's going on.
He's probably a really good friend. However, when he talks, I legitimately have no idea what he's talking about most of the time and, like, what world he lives in.
All right, so but we had this conversation about Big T and that we don't understand what she brings here. Mm-hmm. She needs to follow in the Josh path where she's so ridiculous and not making any sense that it's entertaining. Because that's what that's
Josh,
he
makes really good TV.
I actually do enjoy it for that fact right there. Like, I'm not upset that he's on this season.
No,
I like that he's on this
I like
season.
trying to figure out what he's doing.
Yeah, yeah.
'Cause I have,
It's kind of like a game for the viewer.
I have no idea.
No, I do. I kind of like Josh, so I'm glad that he's on this season.
I mean, Jake, you got any more on the odds on that thing? I mean,
Nah, man. He's. I mean, if the odds were real, like, I would totally give the rookies better odds.
yeah, I would too. So the next one, we interviewed him last season, Fessy, second challenge.
The Chattanooga man himself.
I think, like, he's poised to have another big season. He just seems like he's built for this game.
He did great for his first season. Absolutely phenomenal. I can't wait to see what he does this season.
If you extrapolate out like his win percentage on dailies, like he's going to pass Anissa like next season.
I think the only thing that may give him a little trouble this season is the fact that it is double agents and people, going back on their word and lying to you, being deceitful, because he's such a genuine person, and he's very like straightforward. This is how it is. This is how it's not. I think that may be the only thing that could trip him up this season.
And we still don't know the plot fully of this. We know it's doubles, but we don't know what the reason they're calling it double agents. So there's going to be some sort of a backstab or get to screw somebody over or change teams. There's going to be something like that. They wouldn't call it this unless it was something along those lines.
Yeah.
We don't know when that's going to be. It's going to, was it last season or the one before where, Jordyn and them could just change teams?
It was War of the Worlds 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was just like, oh, hey, you won your elimination. Do you want to go to the other team? That's a big twist.
Yeah.
So, again, I think we all have very positive things about Fessy. This next guy, very similar, rookie last year. Jeyyy from Survivor. Yeah, and he had a solid first year. Like, again, he went home, but he had to go into the first 3 guys' eliminations.
Yeah, like back to back to back. And then he went into the elimination versus Rogan.
And got killed. That guy
absolutely killed.
He had a concussion to the point that he didn't know where he was.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this about Jeyyy. It was fun watching him do what he did last season.
Yeah.
I think he came out a little hot. And I think this season, because I think a lot of people like Jeyyy. I like Jeyyy.
Yeah, I like Jeyyy.
I think this is going to be a letdown season.
I could 100% see that because like we had very little expectations of him, and then he won the first 3 eliminations, including taking out CT. And like we were just like, oh, wow. And so it would be very easy for him not to live up to that, Like that's hard to do. So
yeah, to come back off of the tail end of that, and then having to find another way to either match it or top it. I could see that being difficult.
I will say though, for his sake, there's a lot of rookies, and so I don't think he's going to have to go into elimination nearly as much as what he did last year. Also, here's the other thing we're thinking of. If there's 30 people and it's double, so that means there's 15 teams. And is it 19 episodes? Is that what they said?
Yes.
There's not going to be an elimination every episode. There's no way. And then also they like to do purges and stuff. I wonder if at some point, if like, this is purely hypothetical, I don't know. I wonder if like it's a daily type thing and like you win the daily and whoever on the team does better, they get to decide if they want to stay or not, and then like you could like kick your partner, like send them home, and then you team up with the other person who won on another team. You get what I'm saying? Did that make any sense? Because it's just flowing out of my mouth. So all right, so say you have team A and team B, and they're like, guys, it's going to be a purge today. Here's what's going to happen. The worst player on each team is going to go home, and then the best players are going to form a new partnership.
Why would the worst players go home? On the teams, why not just send the teams home?
Because it's a twist. Why wouldn't you send the worst person home?
I don't know.
You guys, I hate all of you.
You're totally losing me.
We got Cam back, Killer Cam, Coach Cam. That's
Queen Cam.
She's Coach Cam to us. You've never listened to the interview, so you wouldn't know.
Oh, you didn't listen to that. That's right.
Yeah. Cam Roy. It's not Cam Roy. Wrong. Ram. It's Lee Ram. Yeah, all capital letters. Again, we're excited about Cam. She's got she's good TV. She's good at the game.
Yeah.
She's good strategically.
Very good strategically. And she's built well. Like, she can dominate in these challenges.
Yeah, again, we had a lot of fun interviewing her. She was an early on interview. We interviewed her in like 9 episodes in or something like that. I think even before Devin. And so
Made the final her first season, and in
Yep.
War of the Worlds 2 is 7-2 in eliminations.
Yeah, she's a tough
impressive.
out. She's a tough out for sure. I think we all like Cam. I know some people say that they don't like her Queen Cam, whatever, the way she talks herself up, but I don't. It doesn't bother me.
I think in a way you kind of have to talk yourself up, especially if you're facing other competitors that are probably better than you. You kind of have to psych yourself up to be able to not go in totally defeated.
You guys are absolute hypocrites.
No,
Yep.
no.
You know
don't
where
even-
I'm going.
I know where you're going, which is not at all the same.
It
So
is.
what I said, maybe what she said, but not what I said. Because
I mean, what if Paulie came out and declared himself King Paulie?
it's
That's what I'm talking about. Hypocrites.
it's different.
no, it's not
It's
the same.
not.
It's not the same because
She's not totally full of herself.
yeah, Cam doesn't carry herself, and also Cam was very humble when we've interviewed her, and which we've interviewed Paulie as well.
Cam even said herself that until she has done 4 seasons, she cannot be called a vet. You got to go through your freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior years before you can call yourself a vet.
Yeah,
I'm still waiting on the tape where Paulie's full of himself.
Oh, you've never even looked at him.
We
yet,
got reels
apparently.
and reels.
So again, he's not on this season either. Neither is Cara.
That's because he's coming back. He's going to come back, and it's going to be one of the most iconic comebacks we've ever seen.
I don't know.
Well, he had one of the most iconic fall aparts we've ever seen in a final.
Yeah.
The next K.
Casey's back. Jake's favorite from last year, I think.
Yeah, don't really care about this one either.
Do you think we'll get more confessionals or anything out of her this season?
Oh, you mean those things where she explains the daily after it's already been explained?
Apparently, that's a Big Brother thing, but
She was the only one that did it.
yeah, but like I honestly think like that's just her personality. Like she competes, but she's not like a high energy or like just super entertaining behind the scenes. And so they're like, guys, we got to get her on camera. And they're like, we'll just play that clip of her explaining the game that we've already shown. And they're like, because Casey hasn't had a confession in like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
don't know.
again, she's a good competitor.
She is a good competitor. I hope we see personality from her this season.
That would be nice.
I'm asking for it.
Now here's the guy that's all personality.
My favorite,
Kyle.
Kyle.
He looks like an idiot in this picture. And, I love Kyle.
One of my all-time favorite competitors ever, because he is so self-aware and so funny, and it's great.
He does know like what he's bad at, and like if he's like, don't put me in, I'm not good. And
I love it. I love self-aware people especially that can make fun of themselves.
also had one of the worst dailies ever, where they spun the cars into the barrels, and he's like, my dad's a professional stunt driver. He's
Yeah,
like,
he said his dad was going to be so ashamed.
yeah. If we ever interview Kyle, I'm going to ask him how ashamed his dad is of him.
That
Jake-
would be a fun one.
Kyle would be a really fun
Yeah,
interview.
Kyle would be like bucket list interviews.
I honestly, he's a way better competitor than people give him credit for.
Yeah,
because I
people-
think he's an idiot.
People think because he's so goofy, that's all they can see. But he's actually a strong competitor. He's pretty good at some of the things that they can do.
He doesn't want to go into eliminations, but when he has to, like, he competes well.
Yeah,
I mean-
he really gives it his all.
So Vendettas, he makes it to episode 14 and makes it to a final and finishes third.
And he was not in good shape then, and he was a big smoker, and he didn't realize what it took to be in one of these.
Final Reckoning, he makes it to episode 18. War of the Worlds, he makes it to episode 13. War of the Worlds 2, he makes it to episode 8, his shortest season. Theo, who's one of the greats.
An Olympian took him out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, totally fair. And then last season, he made it to episode 16
Yeah, like, he's solid.
and made
Like,
it to a final.
I think
He makes it far.
people underrate Kyle for real. Like, I know, like, he's goofy and whatever, but like, I do think he's a really good competitor. Like, Jake, if you had to put head to head, like, would you say him or Bear was better?
Kyle.
I'd pick
I
Kyle.
don't
I'd lean
know.
towards Kyle.
I think it's close because I think
I think it's
Bear's
close.
actually really good
I think
too.
I think Bear is better than people give him credit for, but I think Kyle.
I give it to Kyle.
Yeah.
Also, didn't we find out last season that Kyle's a former military man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a toss-up for me.
I could. That's fine. I mean, I don't disagree.
We're not going to kill you for that.
The first half of Leroy, 12th season. Again, Jake and I have been fans of Leroy going back to the Las Vegas real world.
I love Leroy. He's amazing. He's humble.
The Bananas isn't here, so he's not going to be in that shadow.
Yeah, he can be like his own competitor this season. I'm anxious to see kind of what he does and kind of how he steps out of the Bananas shadow.
He had a cameo in our first interview ever with Brandon Nelson because he called him in the middle of it. So we kind of interviewed Leroy once.
Arguably the realest and most down-to-earth guy.
I think he's probably one of the people that you would like legitimately want to be friends with outside of the show.
Hang out with.
Yeah. You could depend on him. Also, you can cut your hair real good.
Yep.
Again, nothing bad to say about Leroy. I will say he hasn't produced to the level that we would have wanted him to. He has had some back injuries and things like that.
But that's not his fault. It's not due to the challenge. It's due to things.
He's also had some seasons that have just been letdowns, too.
Yeah.
Next,
Nany,
10th season.
Do you think she still has a thing for
Casey?
I think she's hooking up with another girl on this season.
Why do you say that?
As soon as I saw that this person was on there too, I was like, "Oh man, they're hooking up."
Oh, I don't even know who you're talking about yet. Nany's a strange one because I think it's very well documented from us going back and watching older seasons and then also watching these current ones. She can be pretty unstable and like in a way that is like, hey, like you shouldn't let this get to you that much. Like you may need to check out for a minute.
It's to a point that it's detrimental to.
It seems that way.
You know what's crazy?
Gameplay.
Like, so, some of these other competitors we've went through, like Fessy and Jeyyy, are like 29 and 20 or 31.
Yeah.
She's only 31.
She started right after the real world, and then these other guys kind of came in, after. Again, Fessy played 4 years in college, and then, went and did the Big Brother and all that type of stuff. She's not as old as what you think, but
she started young.
Yeah, she started the real world young, and then again, like she took a few years off, and I think that was good for her because I mean, man, like these last 2 seasons in particular, it's like she's so paranoid about every little thing going on that it's like this can't be healthy for you to like live in this mindset.
But as I've told you guys, like going back and watching older seasons with her, she's always been like that.
Exactly, and I don't think I know I personally didn't realize it until we've gone back and watched some older ones.
Do you think that this season she'll have enough friends in the house to kind of ease her worries? Because that was a major concern.
Kayla
last
and
season.
Jen are not on this season.
Once all her people started going home, she felt like she was alone.
Well, Kayla and Jen are not on this season. That's all I'll say. I mean, Casey's here and Anissa and some people she's friends with. I don't know.
Nothing's ever eased her mind though.
Yeah, no, I think her parents could be there. Her best friend from elementary school, and she still would feel like everyone's out to get her. Next, Nelson, who's dressed like Cool Runnings for some reason. I kind of like it though. Jake, I made Hannah watch Cool Runnings the other day for the first time.
Oh my goodness, I loved it.
Yeah,
it's a great movie.
7th season for Nelson. I think very documented on our podcast. A guy that has a much better win percentage than you probably think, and he's really good in eliminations.
Definitely underestimated.
9-3-1.
I mean, just an impressive record that he's got. Also, fantastic confessionals. Oh my goodness. I look forward to it every season that he's on.
Yeah, he gives us some of the best quotes we've ever had on the show.
Ever. Like in all of our lives. Just the best.
He's also the only challenge competitor that I know of that was on Dr. Phil. So
still got to go back.
Oh, no, Amanda. I'm not Amanda. What's her name? Angela. She was on there with him. Yeah, Jake, you need to go watch that. Again, I don't think we all know what we're getting with Nelson. Now here's Jake's, who's also wearing a very cool running era.
This is the one. This is the one I'd put money down to say Nani and her are going to hook up.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
This is the one.
Oh, I see it.
Nicole Zanata, is it Zanata?
Yeah.
It doesn't have last names on here. By the way, only her third season.
Yeah,
She did the 2 back-to-back, and then she took some time off, and this is her return.
She did Vendettas. I don't remember what she did before Vendettas, if I'm being honest. I don't think was it back-to-back?
Yeah,
I think
Invasion of
so.
the Champs and
No, that's not back-to-back. No. Invasions was
30 was in there.
yes.
Okay, so it was like 1 off, back, and then off for a while.
She did 29, 31, and then has been gone since then.
But made the final both of those
Yeah.
seasons.
And by
She
the way,
did.
she rolled her ankle in Vendettas, and she had a legit shot of winning that final.
I thought she was going to take it.
Okay, so again, I'm using Logan's odds here
They are not Vegas standards.
that I thought for real. So he put her with the worst odds at 5,000 to 1.
That seems like a mistake.
Big mistake. And then someone else commented on my status or my tweet that I put up, basically saying, that expletive cannot win a final if she has to use her brain. And look, that wasn't me saying that I think she's a shoo-in to win the final.
No.
But for someone who made the final both seasons she was on, and even during the dailies, she won 10 dailies in those 2
She
seasons.
did great.
She's in phenomenal shape.
Yeah.
She shows everyone her abs at all times.
Yeah.
And I think she lives off of peanut butter.
Yeah.
And physically she's really good. Yeah, I think maybe the puzzle side, I don't think we've seen enough from her for me to honestly say one way or the other. I don't remember. But she does tend to, in my memory, be someone who I would be like, maybe she's not very good at puzzles.
I'm not very good at puzzles, so, I mean...
So, I don't know. I think her having the worst odds out of all these girls. Now, maybe if it was Nicole Bass or whatever from 2 seasons ago, I could see that girl having the worst odds. But I don't see how she's got worse odds than Big T, if I'm being honest.
No, because this Nicole is a really good competitor. And
Yeah,
she's
I would
she's like an
not
athlete.
Underestimate her. She's a firefighter.
Yeah.
Big T 10 to 1 with Casey.
Yeah, she
Oh.
literally fights fires.
Come on.
Don't even downplay her like that.
All right. Now, here's another throwback who it's been a while.
It's been a good long while.
Teresa, which, man, I don't think we've seen her in
10 years.
No, it hasn't been that long, but it's been a while. It's been probably 10 seasons, maybe 8 seasons or something like that.
X's 2.
Which was when?
It was
2014?
2015.
Yeah. So
5 years. Over 5 years, because that was in that ran in January of 2015.
So they filmed it before that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean she's always been a good competitor, really good basketball player from, some of the stuff we saw with her at CT, playing strip basketball that one time. She's married to an NFL wide receiver. They've had a couple kids. I don't know if he's actually currently playing for anybody right now, which may be why she came back and did this.
Maybe, because who else is going to keep those kids?
I don't know.
She's returning to the challenge as a mom. Do
you
think she has that mom strength?
I'm excited to see her back. She looks like she's still in great shape. She doesn't look like she's aged much at all. She always was a good competitor. Her and Nani had that big beef in whatever season we watched a while back. So
I forgot about that.
I'm sure Nani's going to think she's out to kill her right away. I don't know. I'm excited.
By the way,
about Teresa.
while we've been recording, the first teaser for Double Agents just dropped 20 minutes ago.
Did it?
Oh, nice.
We'll have to look at that in a minute.
Yeah.
So here is Tori Deal.
One of my favorites. She is great competitor, great personality, very lighthearted, very funny, but also can destroy you.
She's good in eliminations. I think she might be a tad overrated at this point. in her career. You know, I don't know. I still think she's not someone you want to go up against if you're one of the other girls here. So,
you think maybe her association with Jordyn did her a lot of favors?
They were,
Yes.
which Jordan's not on this season because
Right.
he's out making weird porn movies. Space Juice.
Yeah.
And
He's got to make that money.
so you know, I think we all kind of know what to expect from Tori. It's a solid cast so far. Like I still don't see how Nicole has the worst odds, if I'm being honest.
I mean, next on the list.
By the way, Tori's 5th challenge, but next Wes Bergman, 14th challenge. You know, he's been solid since he's come back.
Greatest of all time.
I don't know about that.
I love Wes, but I can't say that. Well, I don't know. We'll have to. It's going to be hard to pick a greatest of all time, but just percentage wise. Now, as far as like personality and like all they brought to the challenge, again, he's a guy that's kind of like synonymous. But I mean, I think you got to give the edge to Bananas just for the face of the show. And he's also Bananas won 7.
Yeah, I know.
That's
Bananas,
crazy.
I think Bananas has retired though.
I don't know that for a fact, but it wouldn't surprise me going out on the 7th win.
His 20th challenge, wasn't it?
Again, it's just a good number.
Yeah,
27.
it's just
I mean, honestly, I wouldn't even put Bananas ahead of him. I would put not just Bananas, but I mean maybe even Landon, but like Darrell, CT.
I don't know if I'd put Darrell above him.
If you're talking about wins,
yeah, I mean Darrell did win his first 4. Yeah,
But what's he done since then?
well, what's Wes done since his win on Rivals 2?
he came in 3rd on War of the Worlds 1, which was
Yeah,
the
he's
hardest
made
final we've ever seen.
He's made one final in his last 5 seasons.
Yeah, I agree. I think you do have to give it probably to Darrell if you just.
But even CT, I mean,
Yeah,
CT,
I would probably
CT's
put
won.
I'd put CT above him.
CT's won twice since his little hiatus there. You know,
Yeah.
when he came back to Invasions.
I don't know. I'm kind of mixed on that.
I don't know.
So, what would be your basis, Han? Why would Wes be ranked ahead of those guys?
I was talking about him versus CT because CT.
But he's asking just in general because he said he's greatest of all time, and so you got to count Bananas, Landon, Darrell, CT, Jordyn.
I mean,
Yeah, even Jordyn.
Wes basically invented the political side of this game.
I don't know if you've invented it, but
He has changed. He
did kind of
changed
perfect it.
what the challenge was. Where we're in the middle of watching Fresh Meat, and 2 recaps ago we talked about how Tanya was really mad at Derek K because he voted for her to go into elimination, and she's like, well, it shouldn't be like that. It should be based on merit. And I mean, that's kind of what the challenge used to be. And
Yeah,
then,
Wes had 0 political game that season.
and then Wes started politicizing and politicking, and he became as great as he is now.
I would have a hard time putting him. I would want to selfishly put him in like the top 3, but just like based on stats, it would be hard for me to do that even.
Off the top of my head, Bananas, Jordyn, CT are I'd even put Darrell ahead of him. Are definitely going ahead of him.
Yeah, he maybe is number 5. But I mean, Landon just like he won 3 out of 4 and should have won the other one, and then dragged arguably the worst partner of all time to a final.
Yeah,
And we haven't seen him since.
Yeah, again, he's just hanging out doing dentistry sales in like Denver or something. But again, we find out Landon, he's a guy. He didn't even go to the gym. He just like I just run in the woods and carry logs. He's like I never go to the
down.
gym. Yeah.
I mean, Han, you could even make the argument that your guy Evan could be ranked ahead of Wes.
Oh, I don't agree with that.
As much as I just absolutely love Evan, I could not even come close to saying that. Because
Again, if
what's the last season that Evan was on?
Well, it was the Ruins, and him and Kenny have not been asked back because of some legal issues.
Yeah.
No, he was on Rivals last with
Was he?
Nehemiah. That's when
That
he
was
was
the-
like,
He had gotten kind of overweight, and it was really disappointing to watch him compete because they did not do very well.
because that's
Yeah,
the season Kenny and Wes were partners.
Yes.
Was that both of their last seasons?
It was definitely Evans. But the point I'm making with Evan here, again, if you're just looking at efficiency with wins, daily challenge wins, in 13 seasons, Wes has 25, which is kind of shocking, honestly.
Yeah.
Evan in 6 seasons has 31.
Yeah, Evan in Fresh Meat, which we're watching now, he won like 10 of them in that season.
Almost every single daily. But the thing is, I mean, Evan almost exclusively did those really old seasons before it got really hardcore and really difficult. So, I mean, if you take Evan out and you put him in one of these recent seasons, I don't think he stands a chance.
Oh man, I don't know.
And that's for as much as I love him.
I don't agree with that.
I don't think he could hang.
I don't know if I say he doesn't stand a chance.
I don't think he could hang. He maybe be able to make it a few weeks. I don't think he'd make it past the halfway mark.
Here's the thing: is we always say that like the girls on the challenge, these days compared to 10 years ago, it's night and day.
Yes.
Yeah.
The guys were still up to par back then.
The guys were all very ripped.
I mean, you could argue that was like prime challenge for the guys. When you're talking about guys like Bananas, Wes, CT, Kenny, Evan, Darrell, Derek. I mean, you could just run them off. Landon.
Yeah. But most of the dailies back then were like things you'd do at VBS with 10-year-olds.
Yeah, but that's not a mark against their physicality or athleticism. That's just a mark against production for what they could come up with.
I agree.
Has changed.
I agree, but also, I mean, we've seen some guys come in who are totally ripped, and you expect to just totally dominate, and they get in and they get really winded. They can't keep up because they're all just ripped and muscle and strength.
I can't believe I'm defending your guy. That wasn't Evan, though. Evan wasn't the guy getting gassed.
If it was Dunbar, then it would be over.
Yeah.
So let's get into these rookies. I don't think we're going to know much about any of these people. We're going based off just what their picture looks like. Amber B from Big Brother. Anybody got any hot takes on her?
Nice headpiece.
Yeah, I don't. I've never seen her before.
There's a lot of rookies, and we just don't. And they didn't give us much information on these people either. Amber M from Are You the One? She looks small. I don't know. This picture just no one didn't scale with her.
I can't tell. Who's next?
Gabby from Love Island, Celebrity Big Brother UK.
I like looking at her picture before you got to her name. I almost said she looks like she's from the UK.
She is.
I think she's the real pretty girl that's going to go home quick.
Gabby?
You think?
Yeah.
We'll see. Then we got Joseph from America's Got Talent.
What?
Yeah.
What was his talent?
I have no idea, but I mean, he's from America's Got Talent.
Why? That doesn't make any sense.
I'm going to see if I can look up why he's on here. He's a singer and rapper from season 14 of America's Got Talent. So I thought maybe it's going to be like an acrobat or like somebody that I don't know, man. That's not typically what you're looking for. He got a golden buzzer.
That's not going to help him in the challenge.
Yeah, Howie Mandel's not going to be there to save you. I don't know. I don't know what to make of that.
That don't make any sense.
You got anything on that, Jake?
I don't know. I've never watched America's Got Talent.
Well, he's just a singer. So then we got a guy named Leo.
Dude, I know this
Jake,
guy.
you should know this guy.
Former WWE wrestler.
Yeah.
How do you think he's going to do? What's your take?
I mean, look, man, like, I would say, what's the one guy we've seen make that transition?
The
but
Miz.
Opposite. The Miz, right? So what that tells me is like, this translates.
So I will say, we had that one girl on a Champs Versus that's from the WWE, and she wasn't very good.
Who was that?
Her name was like Ariane or something like that.
But also, that's a Champs Versus. Those don't count.
But I mean, even then, like, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see like an actual like person from the WWE compete in like the actual challenge setting.
I'm excited.
I don't know anything about this guy. He looks kind of small. I don't know if that's true. Jake, do you know anything about him?
160 pounds.
Yeah, he's a small guy. I mean, put him beside Fessy. Like, Fessy's like 260.
Yeah.
Well,
5'6", 160 pounds.
Yeah, he is a small
listen,
guy.
he may be quick on his feet.
I mean, I can guarantee you he's fast.
I mean, we've seen that work. You know.
Yeah.
Kohutta, was a guy.
Derek was a smaller guy.
Derek's small. He's not 5'6", though.
No, but he was put up against those guys. Some of those other guys. He's a small guy.
All right, so next we got Lolo
Jones.
Yeah, from the Olympics, and also from a Champs Versus, also from Celebrity Big Brother. And I will say, we didn't watch Celebrity Big Brother because we don't watch any of the Big Brothers. But our patrons who watched that said she was insane on that.
The Champs Versus, she was insane. I am not a fan of Lolo Jones. Also, when you pulled up this picture, I didn't even know who it was.
She is an incredible athlete. Like, she's an Olympian. But she is crazy from everything we've seen. And from everyone that we know that watched her on the other shows.
Here's my take. She gets paranoid. Nani gets paranoid. She and Nani are either going to be best friends or they are going to tear each other apart.
I think Lolo's not. I think that's going to be someone that people are afraid of. Like, just as far as they don't want to go against her.
I agree.
Because, again, she's
tall. She's very intimidating.
Yeah, I mean, she's got to be 6 feet, I think. I mean, Jake, you got that pulled up?
Let me take care of you.
Yeah, look at how tall she. I mean, she's very tall and very long, and she's an Olympian. Like, that's not something that these people are going to want to go against.
You know what?
No.
According to Wikipedia here,
yeah,
she's only 5'9", 135 pounds.
Oh, she's not as tall as I thought. She's very long, like, proportionally. Like, her legs are really long, her arms are really long. But still 5'9" for, one of these girls, like, that's still pretty tall. I mean, she's not
that's tall for a woman.
Yeah, she's not Laurel or anything like that, but again, people are like, she's nuts. And
yeah.
Hopefully it's entertaining.
I've seen enough of her to know what to expect from her.
All right, so now we got a guy named Mitchie. Is it Mitchie?
It's either Mecky or Metchie, but
it's Mitchie.
Sounds like Metchie.
It says he's a musician.
Hey, okay.
Also, X on the Beach. I don't know why we are suddenly getting musicians. I don't know what that is.
At least he's on X on the Beach. If it just said musician, I would be very confused again.
He's squatty and I can't really tell how tall he is. I have nothing to go on. We didn't watch X on the Beach. I'm sure some people are yelling at us that they know a lot about him, but the fact that it says musician first, I don't know what that. Who knows? Anybody got any hot takes on Mecky?
I was trying to get his height and weight for you, but
that's okay.
Let's see if I can pull anything up. His real name is Demetrius Mitchie. So Mecky no, that's a different person. Mitchie Harris is on X on the Beach. Let's find that wiki. Man, he has a lot of tattoos.
That's okay.
I don't know. He was made famous for co-starring in a sex tape with Black China. So there's that. That's literally on the X on the Beach wiki. That's the first headline on his thing. He says his ex Danielle was the Michelle Obama to his Barack. Unfortunately, that relationship ended when he provided some, quote, secret service to his other ex. This guy is going to be a lot.
Wow. Can't wait.
All right, so next we got Nam. I don't know. He's from Ultimate Beastmaster.
What is that?
That sounds like an anime.
American Sports Entertainment Reality Show Competition.
It's okay, so it looks like it's American Ninja Warrior, but it's just something different.
Professional wrestler turned MMA fighter.
Also challenge alum CM Punk.
Hey.
And then Tiki Barber. It's CM Punk and Tiki Barber. I didn't know anything about this. Did you know about it?
I did not.
It's from 2017 to 2018. It was on Netflix. It looks like Ninja Warrior, but it's just called Ultimate Beastmaster.
Well, if it's a Netflix original, they can't call it Ninja Warrior.
Oh, I know that, but I'm just like giving Jake context. So like it's that type of show.
These pictures look awesome, so he'll probably do well.
Because Ninja was from American Ninja Warrior. She's
good.
She's been pretty good. She's crazy too.
I'm excited to see an Asian man on here.
Yeah,
we don't get enough of that.
Yeah, honestly, I couldn't tell you the last. I really don't know.
Yeah.
We got Natalie from Survivor and The Amazing Race.
This girl just looks like a monster.
Yeah, she looks like she's
she's going to destroy people.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about her, but like she's like wide, but like not fat or anything. Like she's just like stout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she's built right for this.
What were her odds on there? Because Logan watches Survivor.
Let's see. Give me just a sec here. Okay, Natalie, 8-1.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know much. I don't know anything about her.
Only behind Teresa, Cam, Tori, and Ashley.
So all like solid competitors.
Yeah.
That's impressive. I think I hope that she does well because I really want to see what she brings to the table.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because again, I don't know anything about her. She is a twin, Natalie and Nadia Anderson.
Nice.
They were twins that competed there on The Amazing Race. Huh, interesting. From Sri Lanka. Or their family was. Huh. So, again, she The Amazing Race I've only watched a little bit of, and Survivor obviously is really tough. This next girl, Olivia, she's from Shipwrecked, which I believe is a UK show. I
was going to say she
that.
looks like she's from the UK.
I don't know that off the top of my head. Do you know, Jake?
I believe it is.
Yeah, I'm. Again, I don't have that pulled up in front of me, and I'm having to use another keyboard, so I'm looking real quick. It was a 1990 film. Let's look up the TV show instead. I think it's the UK. Yeah, Channel 4. Yeah, that's in the UK. I don't know anything about this girl. She kind of looks a little like Cheyenne to me.
I was going to say that.
Yeah.
She does kind of look like Cheyenne, like from the cheeks up.
Yeah. But she's going to probably be British, I would assume. I don't have anything to go off on her. She's the last rookie on this list. Olivia Liv, so she may go by Liv Jawando. The MTV article has their last names, which actually helps. Namvo. Lilo Rush. Okay, I was trying to think of what
Leo.
Leo. What did I say?
Lilo.
I was reading Lolo Jones right underneath. Yeah, I don't have a lot to make from these new people, just because we don't know anything about them. I think Natalie is, the one that I'd put my money on just based off of her picture as far as the new females. Oh yeah, she's a CrossFit coach and physical therapy student and a CrossFit trainer.
Wow.
Yeah, and she's
going to be good.
She was on Survivor, and she's on 2 different Survivors and also The Amazing Race. Yeah, I think she might be pretty good. We'll have to see.
I can't wait to see what she does.
Yeah. Again, anybody?
She's going to be one. Keep scrolling.
You gotta have a lot of upper body strength to do that type of thing. The musicians, I don't have anything. Leo maybe, but again, if it's anything physical, like Leo's at a severe disadvantage against some of these guys. It's like Jeyyy against Rogan in that last thing. Like, you can be fast all you want, but sometimes the elimination just it's
not built for you.
Yeah. these first girls, I have nothing to go off on them. It just sounds like they're on like love reality shows.
I think Lolo, Nom, and Natalie are going to be the 3 to keep an eye on. 3 rookies for this season.
Yeah, I think it's very possible. I just don't know. Lolo's someone again because an Olympian. Nom is going to have a crazy amount of upper body strength just because he's on one of those type of shows, and then that Natalie girl's competed a lot, and also she's real buff. And so I don't know. I'm excited for this season. It's a solid cast. Like I really do like this cast all the way around. A lot of people are really stoked. No Bananas, no Kara.
No Polly.
Yeah, but Polly's not in the same vein as those two. So
Jake, did you hear that?
he knows it. He knows it too.
I've already called you guys out for being hypocrites. So
yeah, it is what it is. We'll have to kind of get a little bit more insight on the I guess the full format. We know it's partnered, but we don't know how it's picked. I would assume it's guy-girl pairs. I don't know that. But that's just how they've done stuff in the past, and
it's the only way to keep it fair between teams.
I guess. I just, what was it? Was it War of the Worlds 1 where they competed and then they got to pick their partner after that, and the only reason Josh came back is because that guy broke his arm, Alon. It may be something like that, like you do a first daily and then you get to pick your partner. But we'll see. I don't know. There's 10 rookies though, so it's not an even amount. So it's not like 15-15. So it's 20 and 10. So you're kind of rolling the dice on some of these rookies. But again, does anybody got any parting thoughts? It's hard to give a take on some of these people that we don't know anything about.
I don't have anything to go off of for most of these people. So I don't even know what to expect.
I think I could say and speak for all of us. We're just excited that it's back and that it's sooner rather than later. It's not going to be another 3 or 4 months. And it does suck that it's on Wednesday nights again for us personally. I don't know if it's 60 minutes, 90 minutes. We'll have to see. And I'm assuming the thing on December 7th is going to give us a little bit more insight to either format or who these new players are. And again, they're going to have to reintroduce some of these people like Teresa and Darrell. Because if you just started watching the last, Dirty 30 onward, you don't really know these guys. You saw Darrell a little bit in Dirty 30. So it's been a while. I think overall, I'm personally excited about it. I think it's going to be a fun season. I know very little about it so far, so that's where I'm at on it. You got any parting words, Jake?
You spoke for the whole entirety of Smashing Heads.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
So again, we'll be putting these out. If you're new here and just checking this out, we basically watch them on Wednesday nights and then record right after, and then the episodes go up that night. And so we try to give a fresh take as far as what we've seen, and just go from there. Stick with us, rate and review on iTunes, subscribe to us. It does help, that type of thing. Patreon.com/SmashingHeadsPodcast is the Patreon that supports the show directly. And again, shout out to all our patrons who've been with us this whole time, or if you're even a newer patron, we really appreciate it. And we've got some big things planned and happening. Just can't fully say what some of it is yet, but we are excited. We are continuing to do our Fresh Meat podcast, and we'll do those until we finish it out, which should actually coincide like right around when the premiere happens. So we'll be knocking those out, and we will see you whenever we get any more info.
Have a good night, everyone.